My name is Omo Nyame for all those that wanna know. Got a YouTube Snap and Insta that I named the Omo Show, where I clearly spit the flow, show you around the life I chose. So add me if you wanna see how far the story goes. Peace, family. Welcome to the Omo Show. I'm Omo, the Afrocentric creatress, here to raise the vibrations of the entire Black nation. And this video is so long overdue, it's ridiculous. I told one of my subscribers that I was gonna make a video on making an altar, which I kind of already talked about in another video called Connecting with the Ancestors 101, but I've never shown y'all like exactly what that looks like, at least for me. And I just want to show y'all how simple an altar can be and everything. So starting off with this conversation, for those who don't have an altar, or for those who are thinking about getting one, usually an altar is something that, you know, comes around in your spiritual journey. At least I know when it came to me, came around my spiritual journey when it was necessary. Like it wasn't something that I created for myself until my spirit told me that I needed to. And every place that I lived since, it's looked different, given the space that I had available, and also just my finances and different things like that. So my first altar was actually just on a little stand in my bathroom area. I had an extra shelf and I used that as my altar. This time around, at least for now, I'm outside and this is what I have set up. This is like my little patio area. It can be very, very simple. I want people to understand that when you come to the ancestors, it's not about, you don't have to even look at my altar. Like, so many other people's altars look so much more put together than mine. I just moved into this space literally less than a month ago. And with that being said, the ancestors understand if you don't have the finances or you don't have the resources to make your altar all pretty, quote unquote, they understand. It's just a matter of you coming in general, the matter of you putting in time to create something for them. That's really what they care about. So please don't think that it needs to look like mine. Don't think it needs to look like anybody else's that you've ever seen. It could be so simple. And some of these items that I have up here, I actually just recently added to them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show y'all what I have going on. Okay, everybody, so like I said, this is my altar. Main things that are necessary, I wanted to discuss the necessary things, or the things that are always on my altar no matter what. I always keep a white candle. You know, white candle, when I'm doing rituals, I always light it. This white candle is supposed to signify the ancestors. You could also have a purple candle, I know, because purple is the color of the ancestors, or whatever color sticks out to you. But white is the candle, the must for me. So that's fire, or I'll just talk about that in a minute. So I have a candle, I have water. Oops, my bird fell. And I have dirt. And this is my incense holder, and usually I have an incense in there. The main thing is that you want to have things that represent fire, water, air, and earth, which is what I have here. You know, I have things that represent all of fire, which is the candle, water, air is the incense, and then earth is the dirt. You can have either a stone, you could have minerals, you could have dirt, you can have whatever. And one thing that I like to do, based off of what I have learned in the past, is that if you're going to take from nature, then you should put something back as well. Another earth element that I have is this. This is just from Pensacola Beach, Florida. Some seashells and sand and different things like that. Just to represent the ancestors in the land that they walked on, but also the Orishas, Nyame, and Oshun, because the water is where they stay. As far as everything else that I have on my altar, everything else is not a must. So here I have my sage. Personally, I like to burn sage before I do any ritual, and sometimes after, given where I'm at. So if I'm like in a cemetery, I'll burn sage before, like, or upon entering the cemetery, but then I'll also burn sage when I'm on my way out. So I just like to have it there, and that, of course, for those who don't know, it's supposed to cleanse the space and get rid of any negative energies, or deities that might wish you harm. Other few things that I have on here. So this is where it becomes more personalized. So I have an ankh here. This is just a symbol of holiness that I personally can relate to. Some people have a cross. You know, there are different spiritual symbols that you can have here. Some people have the pentagon. You know, there's a lot of different things that you could have here. My choosing of a holy symbol is always the ankh. So that's that. And everything else, I have a skull, and that's supposed to represent the dead. This jar right here is actually just some notes and stuff that people wrote, or affirmations or prayers that people wrote for my daughter. You know, given that she's gonna be here soon, so I like to keep that up there just so that her prayers for her are always in the space every time I connect with the ancestors. This is a piece that I've had for a minute now, that's been on my altar since I had it. And the reason that this is on my altar is because it just, to me, represents the grandmother. It represents the divine feminine energy, the divine feminine ancestors who are watching over me always. I like to keep her up there because that's what she's symbolic of. I have a crow. Those who don't know, crows are very, very important to me. I was told in a dream that the crows were my ancestors watching over me. So I always have a crow. I have a crow feather right here. These are pictures of my deceased ancestors. So my aunt, my granddad, and then my great uncle. Those are all the pictures that I have, at least for now. And actually, those I just added. So if you don't have pictures of your ancestors, don't feel bad. You can still speak their name, and their presence will definitely be evoked. This right here is just a note that I found in one of my aunts, her right here. I found this in one of her journals, and it had my name on it. And just like she used to keep bills and stuff. She used to keep things that, her bills, she used to record them down. And one of the things she had wrote was that she had bought me some gym shoes. So I keep that there from her. This card is also from her, so I keep it here. This right here that's under my candle is actually a poem that I wrote to my ancestors. So you can also add your own gifts, you know, like if you want to create something for the ancestors or whatever, or for your altar, you could add that, and the ancestors would be thankful to have that there. And I think that's all I have going on here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, as you can see, the altar, every altar is gonna look very, very different. Every altar is going to be based off the person who created it, and it should always be personalized. Don't look at my altar and feel like everything that I have on my altar you need on yours, and I won't do that, vice versa, you know. There are, of course, other candles that you can put on your altar as you start working more with Orishas or whatever other kind of energies you choose to work with. In the beginning, the way that I was taught on my spiritual journey was that I should always connect with my ancestors first. So I do connect with the Orishas in different ways, but when it comes to my altar, the main thing that's always going to be here is that white candle to represent the ancestors, because they're the most important people to connect to, if anyone. Like I say, just make it you know, whatever you might feel on your spirit might belong on your altar. If you see something while you're out, like how I saw the skull and the crow one day when I was just out and about, I was like, ooh, that would be perfect for my altar. So I bought them, and boom, I placed them on my altar. And yeah, the as far as the sand and the seashells and everything, that's something that just connect. I just wanted to put it on my altar. It's no wrong or right no wrong or right answer when it comes to having your altar. That's the point that I really want to get across. It is literally whatever you feel in your spirit. You could take notes based off of what I said, but like I said, the most important things, and even if you don't have those things, most important things to have is just your fire, your air, your water, and your earth. And even there have been times where, like, I might have come to the cemetery, or I might be in a space where I really want to talk to my ancestors, but I don't have all of those 4 elements available to me, and I gotta make it do what it do anyways. And that's something that I might put into the space while I am praying or talking to my ancestors. I might be like, I know I don't have everything here, but just, please recognize that I'm coming anyways, and again, there's not even a right or wrong way to talk to them or to connect with them while you're in this space. What I like to do is just light my candle that I have here, and then I'll say, Papa Legba, open the gates, your children are waiting. Papa Legba, open the gates, your children are waiting. Papa Legba or Ilegwa is who you need to connect to first before you can connect to any of the ancestors. He is who actually gives permission for the gates to be open for you to get in contact with the spiritual world. You don't have to say what I just said. You can say whatever you want to say. And even if you don't say it at all, if you just one day forget, oh shit, I didn't say that, it doesn't matter. Like, intention is everything when it comes to magic, when it comes to the ancestors, whatever spirituality. Intention is the most important thing. So after I light my candle, I might do different things. Sometimes I talk, to them. Like, for me, prayer is really just me talking and being who I naturally am. And sometimes I might meditate over a specific idea. Sometimes I might write, and that's something that I like to do, like on a new moon. And I'll make another video when it comes to that, since the new moon is approaching us soon enough. I'll make a video about simple rituals for the new moon, but it really depends. I use a space for different things and different times. One thing you want to make sure you do when it comes to your pictures, and I said this in one of my previous videos, the pictures that you have on your altar, if you choose to have pictures, make sure that they're only of the deceased person. Get a picture of them by themselves, or cut whoever is in the picture that isn't deceased yet or hasn't passed over yet. Cut them out of the picture. But main thing is that you want pictures of your ancestors by themselves. So that way it actually represents the ancestors, because they're no longer here in the physical form. Outside of that, is there any other information that I wanted to give y'all? I think that's about it. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I feel like it's real simple enough. Make sure you have your 4 elements and personalize the altar however you choose. Or you can put things on your altar that the ancestors love. Like, if you have a aunt, like my aunt, she used to love the pear fragrance from Bath and Body Works and stuff. So one day if I go to Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret and I want to pick up a pear fragrance, I might put that on my altar just so that she can have that smell. As far as the incense go, I usually use frankincense, which is an incense known to really call on the ancestors, but you could also use whatever scent it is that your ancestors connect to or you connect to. Yes, magic is all about intention. That's just the bottom line. That's the bottom line I want to let be known. It has no right or wrong answer. Everything is about intention. Most important thing is that you come at all, because we have so many of us have ancestors that's on the other side, not being talked to, not being acknowledged, not being recognized at all for the things that they've done / the things that they continue to do for us while they're on the other side. And the main thing that they want from us is for us to show our gratefulness, and to just talk to them, you know, communicate with them, ask them for help in the ways that they could help us that we don't have the access or the power to, you know. So that's it. Y'all know I can talk, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. If y'all have any questions, like I say, let me know. Feel like it's simple enough, but I know it can still be questions, especially in the beginning of your journey. And if anybody else has anything to add as far as how their altar looks, or you know what they add on their altar, definitely share that information, because I'm still growing myself as a spiritualist. So let's share the knowledge. All right, y'all. Peace, love, black power all day, every day. Ain't no other way. Okay.